I remember a time when Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator shared a lot of the same assets. If you've been playing these games for a long time, you'll probably remember it too. Back then, the maps were much simpler. Many of the industries looked almost identical. You could drive across the map and already know what the next delivery point would look like before you even arrived. It wasn't bad. It was simply the technology and development approach available at the time. Take the old California map in American Truck Simulator or the original Germany map in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Many industries followed the same pattern. The warehouses looked familiar. The loading areas were almost identical. The depots were reused over and over again. After a while, everything became predictable. You weren't necessarily discovering new places. You were simply delivering to another version of a company you had already visited dozens of times before. But today, things have changed, and honestly, they've changed by a lot, especially in American Truck Simulator. Every new DLC seems to raise the quality bar even higher. The industries are becoming more detailed, the layouts are more realistic, the loading areas feel unique, and every state feels like it has its own identity. In my opinion, one of the biggest reasons behind this evolution is the ongoing work being done to modernize the game's technology. Part of that modernization appears to be driven by preparing the games for future console compatibility. Now, before anyone misunderstands me, SCS Software hasn't officially said that every new feature exists because of console development. But when you look at the direction the engine has taken over the past few years, it's clear that significant technological improvements are happening. And those improvements benefit every part of the game. Let me explain. Whenever the engine evolves, everything else can evolve with it. The rendering technology improves, memory management improves, asset handling becomes more efficient, lighting systems improve, performance becomes better optimized, and perhaps most importantly, the developers gain more freedom. Instead of working around older technical limitations, they can start building things that simply weren't practical before. That freedom is incredibly important for the map designers because once the engine allows more complex environments, the artists can become much more creative. Instead of copying the same depot across multiple cities, they can design locations that actually reflect the industries found in the real world. And that's exactly what we've been seeing in recent DLCs. Let's take the upcoming South Dakota DLC as an example. From what SCS has shown so far, this state isn't just adding more roads. It's introducing a much stronger industrial identity. The economy focuses heavily on manufacturing, agriculture, and construction. Those three sectors form the backbone of the state's economy, instead of creating one generic factory and placing it everywhere. Map designers have built depots that reflect those industries individually. Each location feels designed for its specific purpose. Each business has its own layout, its own equipment, its own loading zones, its own atmosphere. That immediately makes deliveries more interesting, because you're not simply driving from point A to point B anymore, you're arriving somewhere that actually feels different. Some depots are large manufacturing facilities. Others are agricultural operations surrounded by farmland. Others support construction with heavy machinery and specialized cargo. Every delivery feels more believable, and that's exactly what players have been asking for over the years. We saw something very similar with the Illinois DLC. The improvements weren't only visible in the road network, they were visible inside the industries themselves. Look at the quarries. They're far more detailed than what we had years ago. Look at the underground facilities. They're designed with much more complexity. Look at the loading and unloading areas. They're no longer just a flat parking space with a green marker. Many of them have unique layouts that make each delivery feel different. That's a huge improvement over the older maps. And personally, I don't think this evolution happened by accident. As SCS continues pushing the Prism 3D engine forward, the creative possibilities naturally expand. Every engine improvement opens new doors for the artists, map designers, programmers, and gameplay teams. The better the technology becomes, the more ambitious they can be, and that's exciting. Because we're no longer seeing simple copy and paste industries. We're seeing handcrafted environments that feel like real businesses. Now, let's go back to the discussion about consoles. A lot of people think console development only benefits future PlayStation and Xbox players. I actually think the opposite is happening. I believe PC players are already benefiting from much of this work. As the engine continues to evolve, those improvements don't stay isolated to one platform. They're becoming part of the game itself. The interface has improved. The user experience has improved. Lighting continues to improve, performance continues to improve, asset quality continues to improve, the maps continue becoming more detailed, the industries continue becoming more realistic. All of those things benefit everyone. Whether you play on keyboard and mouse, a steering wheel, or eventually on a controller. And that's why I think something very interesting is happening behind the scenes. By the time console versions eventually arrive. These games could look and feel very different from the versions many of us started playing years ago, not because SCS suddenly decided to change everything overnight, but because every update has slowly built upon the last one. One improvement at a time, one engine update at a time, one new technology at a time, until eventually you're looking at a game that's dramatically more advanced than it was 5 or even 10 years ago. That's one of the reasons I enjoy following SCS Software's development so closely. You can actually watch the evolution happening. Every major update lays another piece of the foundation. Every DLC introduces new techniques. Every engine improvement creates new opportunities. And the results become visible across the entire game. In another video, I want to go even deeper into this topic. Specifically, I want to focus on performance. We'll talk about how ongoing engine work could benefit PC players, including technologies like DirectX 12, and what those improvements could mean for CPU utilization, smoother gameplay, and future scalability. I also want to discuss graphics. There's been plenty of community discussion around modern rendering features, including technologies such as ray tracing. While SCS hasn't confirmed a timeline for features like that, it's an interesting topic to explore because engine modernization is often the first step towards supporting more advanced visual technologies in the future. So if you're interested in where ETS2 and ATS are heading over the next few years, make sure you don't miss that video, because I think the future of these games is even more exciting than many people realize. And if the progress we've seen over the last few years is any indication, the best versions of Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator may still be ahead of us.